What do you feel like ultimately, besides the agent, stopped the property from selling?
Well, Dean, what are you going to do differently than the other agent didn't do?
I mean, I don't want to promise something that I can't keep. How do we increase your value of your property? All right, guys. So this is going to be this next session here. You're going to see me do a live expired role play, and also followed by a listing presentation. And I'm going to act literally as I am in my own office. You're going to see me moving around. I'm going to wait. I'm a hand guy. All right. So it just is what it is. Right. So I'm going to do it this way. So if you see me pacing, this is just how I do it. And if you guys are part of the phone warriors, you've seen me do that, see me do my movements and everything. But this is going to be, I'm trying to get as real as possible. And so let's go. So ring, ring.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. I was looking for Rich Adamski.
This is him. Who's this?
Rich, this is Dean Clark, local real estate agent. I was calling today because I saw your property had come off the market from sale. And I was just wondering, Rich, when can we meet, preferably today, that I can show you a completely different approach in how to get your home sold?
I'm good. I'm just keeping my house. Thank you.
I mean, Rich, I completely understand that. Rich, let me ask you this question, though. Did you take it off the market because you need more time in your house, or you just didn't feel like it was a good time to sell right now?
I think that's a little personal to me, but the agent wasn't right.
Oh, so the agent wasn't right. Interesting. So had your last agent actually sold your property, Rich, where were you planning on moving to?
I'm going down to North Carolina.
North Carolina. Awesome. What takes you down there?
My daughter, she is going to college down there.
Okay, your daughter. That's so exciting. And Rich, let me ask you, I mean, how soon would you like to be in North Carolina by?
Well, we wanted to be there 6 months ago, but that didn't happen. Like I said, agents like you,
Right.
They can't get me my number.
Oh, man, Rich, could you imagine this? I work with these agents every single day. Imagine how hard my job is, right?
Yeah, I understand.
So absolutely. So Rich, why don't we do this? Because it's interesting, in the last 30 days, I had sold 2 properties that were similar to what you have there. And so what I want to do is come by, take a look at it. I'll see you at 5 o'clock, or if you would like, I can meet you in an hour.
Who are you again?
That's right, Dean Clark. I'm a local agent with the Dean Clark Group. We actually sold quite a bit of real estate. Rich, let me ask you this question. What do you feel like ultimately, besides the agent, stopped the property from selling?
Well, I wanted $600,000, and they only kept giving me like $575,000.
Wow. Okay. So you want $600,000. So Rich, if we can get you $600,000, would you be opposed to moving still this year?
No, I think I want $700,000 now.
Okay. Hey, listen, this is your property. You can do whatever you would like. So Rich, with that being the case, guess what? I'll see you today at 5 o'clock so I can show you exactly how we sold those 2 homes that were similar to what you have there.
Well, Dean, what are you going to do differently than the other agent didn't do?
That is such a great question. I am so glad you asked. And that's exactly why people like you hire me. I'll see you at 5 o'clock.
Well, listen, I need to talk to my wife about this. I can't have anybody come in over the house and then a stranger being there.
Rich, I'm married too. How long have you been married for?
3 years.
And how do you feel when you make decisions that benefit her?
Well, I just don't. So that's why I need to talk to her first.
Well, we got a lot of work to do, Rich. And the first step is your house getting to North Carolina. So I'll tell you what, I'll see you at 5 o'clock. And by the way, if I come by, Rich, do you have to hire me when I actually come by?
Well, I need to know if you're going to charge like the last agent charged on the commission, 3%.
That's a great question. Commission is 100% negotiable, and it's the first thing we're going to talk about when I see you today at 5 o'clock.
And you can get me $700, right?
That's exactly what we're going to talk about when I see you, because I get my clients top dollar, and that's what you want as well, correct?
Absolutely.
Great. I'll see you at 5.
My wife's going to kill me.
Good. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're basically, the actual appointment now is here. I may sit down because this is what we do in a not live presentation, right? We're not walking around.
Right here?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I'm going to sit down. You're going to stand up. So you guys, if we notice, we didn't actually plan every little bit of this. We want it to be as real as possible so you guys can get a sense of like actually how this actually works out. Okay, so I'm gonna knock on the door, Rich, okay? Ready, watch this. Ding dong. Hello? Rich Adamski, Dean Clark.
Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you as well. Thank you so much for meeting me today. I look forward to helping you get top dollar for your property. Can I take a quick look around?
Yeah, let me show you around.
Okay, well, listen, we can do one of two ways, whatever you prefer. I don't mind seeing it also in the eyes of a buyer, or if you would like, you can still show me around.
What does that mean, eyes of buyer?
In the eyes of a buyer, right? You have buyers coming through. If there's anything I can recommend, would you like me to recommend anything to help you get more money?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So let me take a quick look around. I'll meet you back at the kitchen counter.
All right, I'll be over by the couch.
Okay. Oh, everything looks amazing. Great. Thank you very much, Rich. I'll take a seat right here. Okay. So, Rich, before we get started, I have 3 really important questions for you. And first one is there anyone else, family or partners, that are involved in the decision to sell this property that are not here today right now?
No.
Okay, so it's just you right here.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, your wife. Yes.
I thought he knew that, so.
No, we're going to assume his wife is here too. It's just you and your wife, correct?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. And have you guys committed to selling this property?
Yes, we need to get to North Carolina.
Absolutely. And after reviewing my track record and having our conversation earlier this morning, have you decided that you would like to work with me?
Yeah, I saw you did a ton of sales. I don't know if I'm going to work with you, but I saw you had a ton of sales in the area.
Well, that's definitely a good start because you would want the top dog representing you, correct?
If that's you, yes.
Absolutely. So I'll tell you what, Rich, if everything looks good, does everything look good to you and your wife based on what you saw?
Well, I don't know anything. You didn't put commission, you didn't put price. I don't know anything.
Great. I'm glad you actually brought that up. So one of 3 outcomes usually happen after a result from us meeting today. Number 1 is going to be you have the opportunity to list your home with me. Okay. Number 2, you may have the opportunity not to list your home with me if you don't see the value there. Okay.
Right.
But number 3, and I hope it's okay I say this, I may decide not to take your listing.
You mean you won't take my listing if I want to give it to you?
Well, as an example, right, if we can't agree on price and terms, I don't want to promise something that I can't keep. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. Good. Thank you so much, man. And so, Rich, let me ask you guys, this is all about value. How do you think buyers today in 2023 determine the value of a property?
Well, I think they just watch the TV shows. They see that the houses are all renovated.
Mm-hmm.
They walk in, they like it. What I have, my 3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. So they're basically, what you're saying is they're seeing everything kind of in the property. And it sounds like you're saying that they actually comparison shop to what it is.
Yeah. They're looking at like 5 or 10 houses, even 30 houses sometimes, right?
Yeah. Well, they usually are, right? And what does that usually give the buyers in that moment?
Options.
Options, right? Because they're compared. So the question I always like to ask my clients is, how do we increase your value of your property? Would you like to know how?
Yeah, I'm not putting kitchens and bathrooms in my house. They're beautiful.
Oh, good. That's actually one of my actual questions to see if you wanted to do anything to it, but you're not planning on doing that, correct?
No.
Great, because I think price is the only issue as well. And there's really only 2 ways, Rich, talking about the price, that we can maximize your value of your property. And number 1 is going to be lowering the price to compare to what's available. So you have your competing units and your available units there. And number 2 is going to be actually increasing the features and benefits, right? Which obviously we don't want to do, right? So I think we both agree that price is really the only issue we should focus on today, correct?
Yeah, but I need to make sure that I'm going to be able to get 700 because I already did the math and I need $200,000 for me to move.
Yeah. So this is great. So Rich, based on where you're at right now, right? How soon would you like to get down to Florida to see your daughter? Or North Carolina?
She starts school in September. It's now October.
Right. So basically yesterday.
Essentially, yes.
Right. And talking about the price, right? So you want $700,000, right? After reviewing, and I'm assuming we also went through all the comps and everything because we're talking about the price already, okay? So, but let's say that you actually, you see all the numbers you see it competing with the units, right? Where is the price range that you are seeing right now with all these different comparable sales?
Really like 625.
625. You're seeing this one here on Primrose Lane at what, 635?
635, that one.
Correct.
Yes. But my house is better.
Right, of course, yeah. We all feel that way. And so let me ask you this, Rich. And finish this thought if you feel that you know where I'm actually going with this, okay? So you can always come down, right? Okay. Because you feel like you can't go back
up,
right? Because you want to leave room for what?
Improvements.
Negotiation. right? And that's where logically speaking, that's where a lot of us actually go. So let me ask you, when you were looking for a house, let's say you bought this house, you said about 6 years ago, correct?
Yes.
And when you saw properties that were on the market 30, 60, 90 days on the market, what did you think in that moment?
Something wrong with the house.
Yeah, or more directly, why? Why has it been on the market for so long, right? So why don't we do this, right? You want to get down before the end of the year to see your daughter in North Carolina, okay? If we price this fairly and have the opportunity to receive multiple offers, would you like to do that strategy or be the why in the market?
Well, if you get multiple offers on the property, doesn't that just mean we underpriced it?
That's exactly right. But you know what? You can never underprice a property based on what the values actually are. And that's exactly why I would suggest that we list it for $650 today.
So we can't list it for $7, but you said we can come down on the price.
Oh, we absolutely can come down. This is your property. I want you guys to feel 100% comfortable and confident where we need to be in order to get this done. So if we price it at $650 right now, and you are going to attract 100% of the buyers that are out there that are available for you, do you feel like you have a better shot at getting this sold to see your daughter before the end of the year, or a lesser shot?
I definitely need to see her by yesterday. You're absolutely right.
All right. And
so I just think that, like you said, can we try 700? And let's say in 30 days we don't get it, then we can revisit another price.
I mean, we can try whatever you would like. This is your property. And I want you guys to feel totally comfortable and confident that we are doing the right thing by you guys. Let me ask you this. If you're on the market, let's say for the next 3 months, and you don't get sold, what would happen?
Should be really sad.
Really sad. And we want to actually make this, and you guys, would like to get this done, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. So where do you feel like we should be priced in order for you to get down to North Carolina before the end of the year?
You're just really convincing. I know it's $650, but I just want that extra, at least $25,000. Can you do 25? $675?
This is your property. If this is where you would like to be, sure, we can actually try it there and see where we can go. Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So listen, all we have to do now is simply sign this contract so I can help you get what you guys want in the time that you want. Won't that be great?
Yeah, but we just don't sign paperwork blindly. We need to talk about it.
Oh, 100%. Well, tell me what's on your mind.
I just want to make sure you're the right guy. You're charging 5%, I think you said in the beginning. But I just want to make sure that I'm comfortable with you. Absolutely.
And based on my presentation so far today, do you feel like I can sell your property?
100%.
Okay, great. And do you feel like our commission is priced fairly as well?
I mean, would you go to 4?
I mean, I understand, Rich, I'm not the cheapest agent in town. And think of it this way. If you mentioned to me, we're on the market we're talking about $675,000, right? You actually owed, from what you told me, $300,000, meaning that we have $375,000 to protect here. If you went to trial, okay, and would you want to have the cheapest attorney in town to represent you to try to protect that equity, $375,000, or would you want the top dog in the marketplace?
I definitely need the top dog if I'm getting out of that trial.
Yeah, and Rich, and for you guys, right? I'm confident that when this is all said and done, and even throughout the process, you're going to be really happy working with us together here at the Dean Clark Group. Fair enough?
Absolutely.
All right, great. Here's the paperwork. Let me just confirm a few things, just for your convenience. I want to make sure I have all this filled out correctly. Is this your right address?
Yes.
Okay. Is this your name here?
Yes.
Okay, great. We agreed to this commission, 5%?
Yes.
Okay. And this is the price, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Just put your signature there, right there, and we're all done.
All right, real quick before I sign, I don't want to sign in the ground. I don't want to sign in the ground.
Okay. Why is that?
Because I don't want my neighbors to know I haven't told anybody again.
But you were already on the market.
I haven't told them again.
You haven't told them again? So, okay. So let me ask you this. Not having a sign in the ground, do you feel like you're going to have less people looking at the house or more people looking at the house?
Less.
Less people. So would you want less people looking at your house or more people looking at your house?
More, but I just don't want the sign. Is that okay?
You don't have to have a sign, but you're telling me you want to get down to see your daughter in North Carolina, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like a sign is going to provide more value to you by having it in the front lawn?
Yeah, more. You're right. All right.
Okay.
Well, I know they wanted more and more, so I was like, whatever.
So that is listing presentation. It was shortened up. There was a lot of things in, I mean, not a lot, but there was a little part in there that I kind of skipped over. And the main part was about showing them about the price. That is where I go into real detail. So Lisa, actually one of our deals that we just did together, okay? This is when we did a deal in Bayonne together, okay? I did the same presentation to this guy, but I spent my time with them on the price to make sure that they knew exactly what, how to value it. And that's a whole separate presentation. But just because of the time that we have today, I wanted to get right down to the closing of it. So I feel like we all struggle with the closing of actually what can we say to provide that value right in that moment to get them to hopefully work with you right there on the spot. And especially for expireds and FSBOs guys, if you don't get it on the spot, you're not getting it. So anyway, with that, I hope everyone got a ton of value today. Thank you for coming. And and by the way, if you're not a member of the Phone Warriors group, you can scan that QR code right there on the screen and join it for free.